Miles had always been a thinker, more accurately, an overthinker. At 27, he carried a quiet weight, the haunting sense that he had already ruined his life. On paper, everything looked impressive. He had a high-paying job in tech, a sleek apartment in the city, and a resume full of promotions and glowing recommendations. But none of that stopped the emptiness that pulsed beneath it all. He wasn't sleeping much anymore. His nights were long, flooded with regret and what-ifs. He replayed the failed engagement from 2 years ago, the close friendship that collapsed because of things left unsaid, and the slowly growing distance between the life he had and the one he thought he should have had. On a particularly gray Thursday morning, after staring at a blank code editor for 3 hours, Miles closed his laptop with a sigh, bought a train ticket, and headed north. He wasn't running away, at least not exactly. He was searching for something steadier than advice, something deeper than another self-help podcast. He was going to visit Grandpa Walt. Walt's cabin sat at the edge of the forest, surrounded by tall pines and thyme. The place smelled like coffee grounds and wood smoke, and the only background noise was the wind threading through trees. There were no screens, no notifications, just the creaking of wooden floorboards and the occasional owl call at dusk. When Miles arrived, dropping his backpack with more exhaustion than ceremony, Walt looked at him for a long moment and said, "You look tired." Miles just nodded. There was no point in pretending. That night, over a simple dinner of stew and cornbread, they sat in the quiet glow of the fireplace. Eventually, Miles spoke. His voice was slow, like the words had weight. "I feel like I missed it," he said. Walt, never one to fill silence needlessly, waited. "Missed what?" he asked. "Life," Miles replied. "The right chances, the right path. Everyone around me seems to be moving forward. Marriages, houses, purpose. I feel like I messed up my 20s. I don't know where I'm going anymore." Walt took a sip of his tea, leaned back in his chair, and said, "You ever burn toast?" Miles blinked. "What?" he asked, thinking he misheard. "Toast," Walt repeated. "You ever burn it?" "Yeah," Miles replied. "I mean, who hasn't?" Walt tilted his head. "And do you usually throw it out?" "Well, yeah, of course." Walt smiled gently and said, "That's the problem." The next morning, breakfast was eggs, sausage, and toast. When Miles smelled something burning, he instinctively reached for the toaster, but Walt had already pulled out the slices, blackened around the edges, one of them almost completely charred. He placed one on each plate. "Eat it," he said. "Are you serious?" Miles asked, half laughing. "As a sunrise," Walt replied. Miles took a reluctant bite. The toast was awful, dry, bitter, smoky. He made a face. "It's terrible," he said. Walt nodded. "Yup, but it's yours." Miles looked down at the slice, confused but intrigued. Walt continued, "You keep trying to scrape your life back to something it used to be, cleaning it up, fixing the burned parts, wishing it had cooked differently. But life doesn't let you do that. You can't undo what's already done. The only choice you really have is to taste it and learn." They sat in silence, the crackle of the fireplace filling the room. "You know," Walt added, "most people spend years hovering over their past with a butter knife, trying to fix what's already been cooked. But regret isn't healing. It's just delay. You don't become wiser by hating your mistakes. You grow by accepting them, by tasting the burn, and then cooking differently next time." Miles didn't respond right away, but something in him softened, like a muscle unclenching. That afternoon, he went for a walk in the woods. For the first time in months, he wasn't thinking about what he should have said to his ex or how he could have avoided that fallout with his best friend. He wasn't fantasizing about a different version of his life. He was just walking. He noticed the way the leaves fluttered. He watched a squirrel dart between trees. He heard the wind without judging it. For a moment, he was present. That night, Miles built the fire himself. The next morning, he cooked breakfast, and the toast burned again, just slightly. This time, he didn't scrape it. He didn't curse. He simply sat down and ate it, and strangely, it didn't taste as bad. Before he boarded the train back home, he hugged Walt tightly. "I think I get it now," he said. "I was so obsessed with trying to make life taste perfect that I forgot to actually taste it. Every day I spent in regret was a day I didn't live." Walt smiled and patted him on the back. "We're always just one meal away from redemption," he said. In the months that followed, Miles didn't magically transform into a new man. He still had hard days. He still got sad sometimes, but he stopped scraping so hard. He stopped rewinding the past like a broken record. He started cooking again. New projects, new connections, new mornings, and some days the toast still burned, but he ate it anyway. In the world we live in, where every flaw is edited out of social media posts and every mistake is treated like a life sentence, we're taught to chase perfection at all costs. We try to curate the perfect life, erase past failures, and present a version of ourselves that's always polished and fixed. But life isn't meant to be filtered. It's meant to be lived. Sometimes it's undercooked, sometimes it's burnt, and sometimes it's just right, but every part of it matters. So the next time you find yourself regretting the past, wishing you could go back and do it differently, remember this: burnt toast is still breakfast. It's still yours. And if you're willing to taste it, learn from it, and cook again, you'll find that life becomes not only bearable, but deeply beautiful. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. Eat the toast, and try again tomorrow. I hope you found this story helpful. If you enjoyed today's story, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next story.